Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video from our series, How to Train Your Puppy. Today is volume 4, so we're going to be going over manual pressure for the sits and downs, as well as adding duration to these behaviors. Before we do that, we need to make sure we have a clear release word for the dog, so that way the dog understands when they are allowed to break the position. I use okay, but you can use free, done, break, release, anything that comes naturally to you. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start with the manual pressure for the sit. Now, have a piece of food ready in your hand, but don't show it to the dog just yet. We want to start with applying the manual pressure first, and then if the dog doesn't understand, then we'll bring in the lure to show them. Let me show you first. Ren, going to start with the manual pressure? Yes, okay. Now we've already done this a little bit, so she has a general idea of what I'm asking, but most of the time the dog will not understand what you're asking for them first. So what you might need to do is I'll show you anyways. Ren, apply manual pressure, and if the dog doesn't get it, then I bring in the lure. Yes, okay. And it's very important you release the manual pressure as soon as they're correct. What we're trying to teach them is when I put my hand on your butt, I'm asking you to sit, all right? I'll show you that a couple more times. And notice that I don't have the food down at her level. I keep the food behind my back, so the focus is on the pressure, not the food. Ren? Yes, okay, good job. And notice every time I'm done with that behavior, I'm giving my release word, which is okay. Show you again. Hand on the butt. Yes. Okay. Good. So now we'll go ahead and move on to the manual pressure for the down, which she does not yet know. Same thing, we're going to take the piece of food in our hand, but have it behind our back and closed, so the focus again is on the manual pressure. Now the manual pressure for the down is going to be on the shoulders. For the sit, it was the butt, just above the base of the tail. For the down, it's going to be right at the shoulders, right in between here. So if they have a harness, it's going to be basically right on the top. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our hand, put it on the shoulders, wait at least a few seconds for the dog to think and process what you're asking. Then you'll bring the food down. Yes. Okay. Release the pressure and release the dog with your release word. I'll do that a few more times. Hand on the shoulders. Give them a few seconds to think about it. If they don't figure it out, bring the lure down. Yes. Okay, and release. One more time. Hand on the shoulders. Wait a few seconds. The dog doesn't understand. Bring the lure down. Yes. Okay, and release the dog. All right. Now we're going to be jumping into some of the duration with these positions. Okay? So we'll start with the sit again. Now with this, I like to have at least a few pieces of food in my hand, so I can build off the duration. I'll show you why in a second. Ren? Manual pressure? Yes. Good. Nope. And if they break it, you're just going to put them right back in the position, but don't feed them again. Yes. Yes. Okay, good job. And it's very important you don't feed them again, because you don't want to teach the dog that they just have to keep popping up and down to get food. Our goal here is duration. So we need to make it clear to the dog the only way you're getting rewarded here is by sustaining that behavior. So I'll show you a few more times. I like to take anywhere from 3 to 5 pieces of food in my hand. Ready? Ren? Manual pressure? Yes. Nope. And if they get up, just put them right back in the position. No food. Yes. If the dog's doing well, you can even take a step or two. Nope. But if they break it, just put them right back in the position. Yes. 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 Okay, good job. And if they're doing really well, you can extend the duration, you can extend the distance, and you can also finish the behavior with a jackpot. And that's basically just a bunch of treats to show them, hey, do that again and you're going to be rewarded extra for it. Now we'll jump into the down. Same concept. Have a couple pieces of food ready. Manual pressure first. Give them that time to figure it out. If they don't, show them. Yes. Nope. If they break it, just put them right back in. Yes. Good. And if they break it right as you reward them, put them back in it, then give them the treat. Good. She broke it right before I rewarded, so I'm not going to reward that. Yes. Yes. Nope. Yes. Nope. If If they keep breaking it, just keep putting them right back in. Yes. 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 Okay, good job. Good girl. Now it's very important that you make sure that you bring the food down to their level when you go to reward. Otherwise, they're gonna end up breaking the position, and technically, since we're working on luring, she's gonna think, or he, that you asked them to do that, okay? So just make sure, keep the food down at their level when you reward, and if you notice, I brought it down very quickly, and I also brought it down with my hand completely closed, and didn't open to give her the treat until it was right under her nose. That way there can be no misinterpretation of what I'm asking from her. All right, guys, just a little explanation. The whole reason why we're teaching manual pressure is to start teaching enforcing cues. Enforcing cues are how we enforce or back up a command if we give the command and the dog doesn't respond or listen, whether they're distracted or just don't feel like doing it in that moment. Eventually, we'll teach leash pressure, but it's always best to start with puppies with a manual pressure because it's simple and it's gentle and it's very easy to understand. We're also adding duration, but we haven't attached a verbal just yet. Remember, the reason why we didn't attach a verbal is because we don't have a clear enough enforcing cue yet. Eventually, you can use this manual pressure to enforce cues, but I generally don't introduce the verbal until I have leash pressure, which is generally much more effective. Thanks so much for watching again, guys, and thanks so much for your support. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share with your friends and family. In 2 weeks, we're going to be doing our next volume because it's going to require lots of reps and training to build on your manual pressure and your duration. This is David from Canine Clarity. Happy training. Remember, be patient, and most importantly, have fun.